will there be a feature to delete a whole blueprint all at once? You mean to like delete one that's already been placed? I don't know if we're going to be doing something for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have the mass dismantle feature.
I
made.
I mentioned that in the video that like one thing that we kind of ran, like one thing that we noticed when we were making blueprints is that like, and I definitely noticed it because when I made that video, I had to redo the video entirely because I messed up. So like, yeah, if you place the blueprints in like, if you have like a manifold that I did, for instance, and you have like the belts going in one direction and you mess up and you suddenly build like a blueprint going the other direction, like game over, right? You have to dismantle the entire thing. And it's like,
I guess it makes sense. If you can build so much at once, then maybe it does need the ability to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
And mass dismantle is probably too annoying.
Yeah. So when I talked to Mark about that, it was like, yeah, that's annoying. We hope we can figure out something to solve that, but we don't know exactly what that would be. Because like one way to do it is if we had like an undo in the game, but if we did that for blueprints, why don't we do it for everything?
But why don't we do it for everything?
Yeah. So like exactly. So like if that's the case, then we need to implement a whole new system for that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's fine to just have it so that, like if you can dismantle like an entire blueprint or something like that. We don't know at this point. And I think it's a little bit up for discussion still internally because we're still sort of rolling out blueprints. We're still not fully done with them. So like taking up like a new feature on them at the moment is this isn't the best time for that essentially while we're still trying to.
But regardless, it's great to get that feedback, right?
Yeah,
that's what's gonna help us inform those decisions later. And
for sure.
This is like an example of like a really tricky thing when it comes to like game design, where people like just add this feature, it'll be great. But it's like, well, when you add this feature, like we add it right now, but now there's like a real potential other problem that we need to solve now, which becomes that was never there to begin with, and is non-trivial, right?
Yeah.
And without that solution, maybe this feature is no good, right? So it's kind of tricky. We have to always be super, super careful and picky with what we do.
Yeah.
But it's really important that you guys let us know what you want so that it can help inform our decisions.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, it's better to hear what you guys' problems are rather than what you think the solution is. Because it can help us sort of, when we're planning other solutions, to like figure out how those problems can be nested into other solutions, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Because oftentimes, you know, this is not for everyone, but like more often than not, is that like when folks have an issue, they'll suggest one solution, but that solution doesn't take literally everything into account. But we have people that work with us who've designed everything in every possible, you know, configuration, who do take everything into account.
Yeah.
So maybe just hearing your problems are good, because sometimes unrelated problems can actually have a related solution.
Yeah.
And then we get something really elegant.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
Because like the whole development blueprint is kind of that. It's like we're trying to solve many problems in one way, and a lot of people always say like, no, but implement blueprints and that will solve this particular issue. It's like, yeah, but we're not doing it just because we want to solve that solution. We want to figure out what the root problem is, and not until we've like expanded all different like, you know, alternatives, we can commit on like one thing or another. So like blueprints could have been very different, and I think this is a pretty gracious like in between compromise where everybody loses in the way that they're designed. But I think it's really good, honestly. I've had a lot of fun with blueprints, and I don't think it ruins the game too much. Like there's definitely those people that are like, I never want to use blueprints, and there's people that are on the other spectrum where like we need more blueprint functionality. So let's check it off.
Make the game you want. It'll be just as good or better than we can imagine. Thanks a lot for the faith there, Chris. Dixie Chris.
Oh, Chris.
That we will do our best, but we will also accept feedback so we can do our best.
Yes.